Hi, it's me again, and today you find me in Braintree in very sunny Essex. What a blinding couple of days we've had. No, I needed to be up here for a thing today, so I thought while I'm on lunch, have a little wander about. It's quite a nice town in Braintree, and as always I've got something to talk about, and it's BBC related, which should come as no surprise to regular viewers. Right, I don't know if you saw this one. This was doing around all the broadsheets this one was in. I never saw it in any of the red tops, although I'm sure it probably is by the time I'm reading this. But did you see this one? Look. BBC licence payers should hold shares and appoint its bosses, Tory MP says. Right, okay, well, they call the licence fee payers stakeholders in the BBC. But shareholders? Don't know. So if you pay your licence fee, that means you get a say. You can go to shareholders' meetings, they can hold votes, and that'll make the BBC better. Will it? Okay, I'm not quite sure. Well, let's carry on. Everyone who pays the BBC licence fees should be given shares in the corporation and be allowed to appoint its bosses. Sir John Redwood made the argument in a pamphlet promoting an ownership revolution for the centre-right think tank, blah, blah, blah. Right, an ownership revolution, shares. So you pay one licence fee, you get one share. If you've paid it for your life, you get more shares. How's that going to work? Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. If the BBC is dying and the licence fee isn't doing a good job in supporting, I want to go in that shop in a minute. And it isn't doing a good job in supporting it. Is making people shareholders? Is that going to fix the problem? I'm not convinced. I mean, it's an easy way to fix the BBC, as we all know. But the problem is, we're making everybody a stakeholder and a shareholder. Is the same problem the BBC has right now, in that you've got to please everybody. And the reason it's got the problems it's got, is because it's trying to please everybody. And you can't please everybody all the time, can you? Everything has to go through a committee, everything has to be signed off, and it is not possible to please all the people all the time. There is only one way to make the BBC work. Hang on, let's have a sit down here. There is only one way to make the BBC work, and that is to compete in the commercial market. The commercial market works because it gets people what they want. Because if you're beholden to advertising revenue, the one thing you need is viewers, right? And if you're not getting viewers, you don't get any money. So the cream rises to the top and everybody gets better shows for it. ITV's revenue now isn't far off what the BBC does in licence fees. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? ITV's commercial revenue isn't far off what the BBC gets in licence fees. There is no argument anymore for the television licence. They need to compete in an open, free, commercial market, and then the cream will rise to the top. And then you can't please all the people all the time, no matter what you do. But it promotes it. It gives them the incentive to do better. If they're still raking in 3.7 billion quid a year in licence fees in a minute, that's going to go up next year when it rises. They've got no incentive to do better. If they were commercial, they'd have the incentive to do better, because if no one's watching it, no advertisers are going to spend any money with them, are they? Does it say anything else interesting here? Sir John criticised the BBC's licence fee tax model, as he said the broadcasters' revenues are being eroded by viewers switching to streaming services. Yeah, that, and people are waking up to the massive scam that is the licence fee. You've got to pay the BBC in order to be able to watch ITV and Channel 4. How's that work? I still don't understand it. I still don't understand how they've got away with it for so long. But more and more people are tuning out. What was it in the last year? 360,000 people? I think it's going to be more this year cancel their licence fees. The model did work for them for a very long time, but it's not working anymore. It's clear. It's clear it's not working anymore. The BBC is often out of touch with much of its potential audience due to a focus on narrow set of attitudes and interests, having become a major voice in the net zero. I mean, I'm not worried about all of that. But yeah, they can. What he's just saying there, in the idiot's words for me, obviously, is they can say and do anything they want. They can toe any line they want and stick to it. Because it doesn't matter if people aren't watching. They're still going to get their 3.7 billion quid a year. As if they were commercial, they couldn't show half the tat they show because they need viewers. The government should therefore announce that the BBC will be given to the licence payers. On a stated date, anyone who is paying a licence fee would be granted a single share in the BBC, which would be newly incorporated to reflect its changed ownership. It would then be up to the new shareholders to decide who they wish to employ as board members and directors. It's not going to work, is it? It's not going to work. How's that going to work, right? So everyone who pays the licence fee is now a shareholder and gets to vote on what happens at the BBC. So, all right, they're voting on who's going to run it, but then what's going to happen? They're going to vote on what political stances it takes, what kind of programming, what the budget gets spent on. Too many committees. And you don't need a committee to work it out. All you need is the free market. They sink or swim. If they go commercial, they will sink or swim. And they'll soon learn to blooming swim, won't they? If there's no money coming in, they'll soon change tactic and start showing stuff people actually want to watch. I don't see it. I think it's a silly idea. It's a silly idea. And why won't these people just admit that the licence fee, it just doesn't work? It doesn't work, does it? Well, there's not much else going on in that article. Let's have a little walk about. That's nice, Braintree. The town centre's nice. Have a look. Hang on, I've got this. Yeah, hang on. 1, 2, 3. No, I can't spin it round. Are you going to spin around? Ah, there you go. It's quite a nice, Braintree town centre. It's nice and quiet. Pedestrianised bits. They've got a little beach for the kids at the minute. I quite like. I don't come up here a lot, but you know, it's a bit of a trek for me for where I am, so that would make sense. But I did date a girl up here once. I spent a bit of time up here. Oh yeah, no, I don't mind it. It's all right. It's a bit of a change from walking around the prom in Malden, isn't it? And they got a cash converter. I love a cash converter. They got a microphone in there. I'm going to go buy it now. That's where I'm going. So, but yeah, let me know what you think about this. I think we've got a busker. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think that making licence fee payers shareholders is the most ridiculous idea ever? Why won't these MPs just discuss doing away with the licence fee? You know, they want to make it into a tax or do this or do that. When was the last time you heard? Hi, voiceover John here. Yeah, I've got a copyright claim on the buskers' music. I thought I might. But what I was saying there was, when was the last time you heard of an MP saying the BBC should go commercial, rather than trying to turn it into a tax or do some ridiculous thing that will take years of planning and years of effort? Why can't they just say BBC shows ads, no one has to pay anymore, and they sink or swim? How hard could it be to achieve that? Let me know what you think about all this and what you think of his idea. I've told you what I think about it down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Hit the buttons below and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that will be. Ta-da!